So, Harish, before we get into the story of SarvM.AI, I would love to go back a little. What were some of the early experience or influence that really shaped your career and how you see at the world? I really want to know that.
Okay, so I started my journey pre-IIT. I was from a very humble background. Two generations up to my elder brother, who's 15 years old, were going house to house and selling fruits and vegetables or any of those similar smaller businesses. As a kid, I myself worked in the smaller businesses, of which is a family business, and that's is one of the reason that I always wanted to do something for the larger part of the pyramid. That's the reason SarvM is born. I have already attempted SarvM in 2016-17, where we have built a simple billing system for the smaller businesses in 15 Indian languages. And we realized the devices are not there, connectivity is not there, digital payment was zero. And if devices are there, then they don't have a memory to even run a simple application also. And so I realized that demonetization, GST rollout, a lot of anxieties were there in the smaller businesses to adopt technology. But by the time COVID happened in 2021, the world has changed very drastically. And the
Yeah.
same, which was 2 or 3% people were open to use technology, has increased as high as 67%.
Yeah. So, for people who never heard about SarvM.AI, can you explain it as you are explaining to a 18-year-old? Like what exact problem you are trying to solve?
So majority of trade is still unorganized or not using
Mhm.
any technology. So we are providing a buyer and a seller digital platform for omni-commerce transactions. So what is digital commerce? Digital commerce is into 20 years, 25 years back, it used to be a listing platform. Everyone used to make their website or they used to register themselves on listing platform like Just Dial or something, and then people can explore and then they can call you for the business or email you for the business. Second thing, when it started, people started putting their catalog and the people can find what you have, what you don't have it. Whereas Zomato's kind of company has created catalog and people can just go to that restaurant
Yeah.
and use some coupons or something where exploration is happening digitally, but the fulfillment is happening physically. Then there's an era came when people started booking tables and then you visit and then you, in a way, you're doing a pre-ordering and then fulfillment is happening by the people directly. Either buyers themselves are going to the sellers or sellers are going. Now it can be true for product or it can be true for services.
Okay.
So the last phase of digital commerce is the fulfillment. Or so ordering, maybe with payment, without payment, cash on delivery, whatever modes are there, that is this another leg. So the digital commerce offline world is you visit a store, that guy creates a bill for you, and then you finish the digital commerce over there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
our modern thing, you have a self checkout, you put the things on the cart, and automatically the machine is there. It is reading a RFID or barcode or QR code, and automatically your billing is done. That's the
Yeah.
next level of automation. So, and then obviously you can give order and then you go and collect it. It is already ready for you. This is the next level of the
Mhm.
thing. Or now what is the last phase where if you order, then it comes to your house, either you pay at delivery or you pay in advance and the entire digital commerce is happening. So whether it is online
Mm.
or offline, there is a technology
Okay.
uses there. Now majority of world is not using technology.
Mhm.
And this, when we talk about, we are talking about 1 billion families and approximately 200 million nano businesses.
Okay.
So what are their needs? They can't learn the complex technologies. Even if I tell a very engineer from IIT to learn Tally, maybe he will be struggling to learn and do a data entry in that.
Mm.
Similarly, a simple app is also very difficult for them to catalog management, click pictures, write description, then update inventory easy. Or doing a billing where you search the item and then you enter it, or because they can't afford to have a scanners and all those things. Let's say I had to do a billing of 350 grams of potato. Now it's a big task for them. So
Yeah.
can they do this very easily by just speaking, say, bill टमाटर 350 ग्राम or a bill टमाटर 20 रुपए का, and the system
Mm.
does all the magic for you. Or if you need to update the catalog, you can just say stock टमाटर 20 रुपए per kg or stock टमाटर खत्म, and they can talk in their own languages, their own dialects, whether they call Bandagobi, Bandagobi, Bondagobi, the system should work. And that's the kind of voice
Mm.
ERP we are building, which is omni-commerce,
Mm.
hyper-local, and it helps you to any stage of the exploration or ordering or fulfillment or only exploration and visit store physically.
Okay. So one of your unique thing about your startup is that your startup has Voice ERP.
Yes, voice ERP.
So and you often said that future of India lies in the voice.
Yes, because if you see,
Like,
more than 70% of the messages which are sent on WhatsApp were not the typed message, they were the voice notes.
okay.
Even in US, the increase of voice note is as high as 41%.
Okay.
Usage of Siri or Alexa or OK Google has quadrupled in the last 3 months.
Yeah, that
Talking
is
Alexa,
true.
nothing. So see, that's the thing.
Mm,
And
yeah.
people are comfortable. One of the biggest differentiator today is English knowing and not knowing English. If you want to
Yeah.
learn any knowledge.
Yeah.
But what if I'm removing that from that, and with a simple command, you can just say, due paid Aryan Pawar. And
Mm,
in my CRM, I have someone called Aryan Pawar, or in my contact book, I have Aryan Pawar, and I clear the due for
mm.
that person. Or I can just
So,
say,
but
uh, order cancelled
mhm.
Harshadi, or I
Yeah.
call it Galaxy 2021, which is your apartment number or
Mm,
your room number, because people generally don't know you with your name. They might have saved that name with like very alias. So they can just speak that, and then
mm.
system should do all the things.
Okay. So how you land on this insight? Like, why only voice? Matlab, I understand the back part
So
that majority
I
of India is still dealing in voice.
so after my first attempt of 2016, I traveled extensively. I traveled from Manipur, Nagaland, Assam, Meghalaya to Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, MP, Kashmir, Punjab, Haryana, Leh Ladakh, Sikkim, all this UP, Bihar,
Mm,
Orissa, primarily all the states interact with more than 2,000 sellers across. And one of the problem I faced was that communicating with them.
mm.
And the same thing have a different name in different places. For
Right.
example,
Yeah.
sitafal. If I say order
Mm.
sitafal 1 kg, now what is sitafal?
Custard
No,
apple.
it is a pumpkin in Delhi.
Okay. Okay.
Now if I say kaddu, what is kaddu?
Pumpkin.
So in some part of the country, kaddu is pumpkin. In some
Mm.
part of the country, it is hush god. In some part of the country, it is the bottle god.
Yeah.
So you can't say that the same name is in Hindi only having different, because this is a different dialect, people use it differently.
Mm. True.
Then you have a very, very unique way people say that. People will not say that stock khatam. They'll say stock koni or tomato koni. If I'm talking, let's say
Okay.
Marwadi.
Oh.
So what I learned, and people were using only voice note to send it to me. So I was like, why people are sending only voice note to me? Like my cook or my driver and all. So I realized that people are very comfortable with sending voice notes because they don't have to type it, they don't have to proofread it, and other person also doesn't need to read it. And you
Yeah.
can add a lot of emotions without adding emojis. Why we add
Yeah.
emojis?
Yeah, that is just your voice modulation, which tells your
Yeah.
emotion instead of emoji.
So now there's a lot of things which deciphers it, and it's a cognitive load on the people to
Mm.
learn and read English, which most of the world is, because internally all computers are English.
Yeah.
So there will be no UI UX. It will be VI VX, voice interaction and
Mm.
voice exchange.
Yeah.
And this is a classical example is the sound box. Paytm received of 20 rupees.
Uh,
Now that is not in English, it is in their own
mm.
language. And
Yeah.
also in
Yeah.
Amitabh
True.
Bachchan's voice or, or
Yeah.
a Chiranjeevi's voice.
Yeah.
So that was my finding when I interacted with more than 2,000 sellers all over India.
Okay. Do you also feel that since tier two and tier three India, they have majority of MSMEs, and you guys are obviously dealing in that segment, and they are not that comfortable in English. So I think that is
It's
also a
not
plus
only
point.
the tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Okay.
60% of the metro is also like that.
Okay.
Yes, because they are the same migrant which are working.
Yeah.
They don't know English. They may know little bit of English, but they can't type English and proofread English.
Yeah.
They know the structure. This is BUY, might be by. Even
Mm.
in their own languages, it is a cognitive load for them to read it. So
Okay.
they are number literate and they are picture literate.
Okay. So can you explain me the whole setup of SarvM AI, like how it executes on a ground level at a retail level? Suppose if I'm a like buyer, and suppose you are a retailer. Can you explain the complete process how it goes?
So there are 2 or 3 types of sellers are there. So we will start with the
Mhm.
seller. So one seller who's more tech savvy. So
Mm.
generally we run a digital ad and then we try to convince them and they download the app and use it. Like they are using WhatsApp business or something like that. Then there are
Mm.
other people who are not so tech savvy. So what we do, we have appointed some of the partners and they will help them to onboard it. This is more like a sahayak, which is there in every 200, 300 meter. We create one mobile shop or a medical shop or a travel agent or someone who makes Aadhaar, PAN card and all, the printout and all. That shop becomes their customer acquisition point. Like
Okay.
you, when you need to do Aadhaar, you need to go to the Aadhaar nearby center,
Yeah.
something like that. Then the third is there are people who will not make that effort, who are not at all interested in this. For that, we hire a ground sales team who would be visiting them and educating them why they should use the system. And we onboard them and create their basic catalog. Then
Okay.
they can speak with the system and can do the catalog. They can
All
do
right. Yeah.
by sending a simple WhatsApp voice note to us. They don't need to
Yeah.
learn anything. They just have to say stock tomato 25 रुपए का and automatically it will
Mm.
be updated. Or stock tomato khatam and catalog is updated.
Yeah.
But in that case, if any orders are coming, they will get a message from the buyers. Okay, this is the order, and then they can do the fulfillment the way they want to do it.
Mm.
Next step is If they are slightly more savvy, they can download our app and start using the advanced feature of the apps like order management and other things.
Okay. So is it right to say that you are majority helping the retailers and the wholesalers? On the seller side,
Yeah,
you are
the
focusing
business
more.
can be anything. It can be retailer. It can be someone producer
Mhm.
who's making less papad at home or from a small factory, or it can be wholesaler who's buying from a producer and selling to the retailer.
Mm.
Now,
Yeah, but
so we have something called B2B buy, where the retailers can buy from other retailer or from wholesaler or a producer directly. Now we have a buyer
Mhm.
interface which is very similar to Zomato. So in Zomato, what
Okay.
happens? You find idli, you get a idli for 50 rupees also and 500 rupees also, with ratings, distance, and everything. Same way, you can find any product or services. You can find tomato, and then you can find these are the 7 sellers who are selling tomato. This is the price they are, this is how far they are, and this is their ratings. And what is their various other things like whether this guy is percentile, not percentile, people can't understand the complex thing like percentile. Are you there with me? Yeah, so
Yeah.
people can't understand the percentile, but is this guy cheaper than other or not? So generally we say this guy sells 5% cheaper than a market rate, which is
Mm.
average market rate. We take it out from the other sellers.
Mm. Is it? I think it's for like as a customer, I usually prefer cheaper
Yeah,
option.
because
Like suppose if
the
I have.
larger part of the pyramid is very, very cost sensitive. They visit one store,
Mm.
they go to another store, then they go to third store, they go to fourth store, and then buy what they want. Or they buy what is cheapest available, they can afford it. So they can eat potato every day or
Mm.
a dal every day
Yeah.
if vegetables are way too expensive.
Okay, but platforms like Zomato, Blinkit, and Swiggy, like I tell you my example. Whenever I have to buy, like suppose I have to buy fruits, what I do, I generally compare Zepto, Blinkit, and
So
Swiggy,
we also compare the
and
prices of
then.
Zepto Blinkit also in addition to this.
Mhm. Okay, but you are also listing retailers on your platform,
Yeah,
no?
but we also
At
give
what
them
price
what
they
is
are
the
selling.
price. So for example, today the tomato prices in Bangalore is 35 rupees per kg. On a
Okay.
Blinkit or Zepto, it is 45 rupees is the MRP for half kg
Mm.
and discounted price is
Okay.
32 rupees.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
perceptionally, what do you think? 35 is the market rate, I'm getting at 32. But you're getting half kg at 32 rate.
Yeah. Okay. So.
So if you take a MRP of them, that is at least 2.5x more time than what the market rate is.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me, can't Zepto, Blinkit can't mimic the same thing that they started listing all the retailers in the nearby location?
Yes, you can, but then they will be killing their dark store business,
Ah, yeah. All right. Hmm.
which nobody wants to kill their primary business to do another business.
So you do the live delivery wala thing, like live, you connect people live, who's the retailer who's currently selling and the
Yeah,
customer. You act
they
like a
can do the
bridge.
delivery. They can buyer can go and pick it up. Seller can do the delivery. Community delivery is also
Mm.
possible, where your domestic help become a delivery partner for you. And we are also
Mm.
integrated with ONDC, or in future we will be integrating with any of the aggregators who can provide you. Let's say if I launch Singapore, then a Grab guy can do it.
Mm. Okay, your app includes a self pickup
Yes.
option. So, but a customer, like customers are already, like if a customer is already going to a shop to pick up the product, they could just buy directly from
Yeah.
the
So
like without using
that's
the
the
app,
reason.
no?
Again, I said digitization doesn't mean that people will be giving orders only. Digitization also means exploration. So which
Okay.
store to go out of 100 stores around me? Physically, I will not able to go to
Yeah.
5 of them. Digitally, maybe I can
And I
go to
think
100 of them.
there your catalog thing will help them targeting
Comparison
them.
of the product.
Okay. Then, but you are not using a commission model. then how you're making money?
So we
Like
are selling
where
this
you are
as a pure
monetizing?
SaaS, like we are more like a ERP or SAP for them.
So it is working on a subscription basis.
They
They
have
can
to
buy it
pay
per month.
subscription, which is lesser than per day subscription, is lesser than the cost of tea or coffee in that country.
Okay.
So that will
Okay.
hover around 5 cent to $15 per day, depending on the country and size of business and the basic pro premium, whatever software you want to take it.
Okay. Do you see ONDC as your competition?
Not. ONDC is a great platform to connect unknown versus unknown.
Okay.
We are connecting known versus known people.
Can you explain how?
So in hyperlocal, you generally can walk into that store and buy it. But when you're ordering something from Amazon, let's say you want to buy a, a lock from Aligarh, you don't know that guy. Now the ONDC helps you to create that trust.
Yeah.
But in my case, if I'm exploring and giving order and then going and picking myself, I already know that person. That's the reason I'm going there. If I find any issue in that, I can just cancel my order. Or I can also do negotiation, or I can alter my order. For example, I have ordered 1 kg fish, but fish can be 900 gram also. It can be 1.1 kg also.
Yeah.
Let's say the total is coming 140 rupees, and that I say no, 140, nahi, I'll give 120, and then finally the deal happens on 130 rupees. Now all this nuances we allow in our system to do it. All you have to say that bill is this, final bill is coming, say add discount or make it round figure 130 rupees, and system will take care of that.
Okay. So like it is negotiable. Like every transaction is
Yeah, because
negotiable.
that's the
Every deal.
reality of the world is.
Yeah. Now I get the tagline you're building for Bharat.
So we are not building for Bharat, we're building for global. We support
Okay.
four foreign languages like Thai, Indonesian, traditional Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
Costa Rican, and Spanish, and French.
Okay.
And
How many countries you are live in?
right now we are not live in other countries, but we already doing a POC over there.
Okay. So I can say now that you are more likely a discovery platform who's helping retailers connecting to their
Yeah, but the
consumers.
retailer needs everything. He needs a CRM. For example, today you are
Yeah, yeah,
physically coming to me for buying things, and tomorrow you don't come to me. I don't have any
mm,
ways to reach out to you. So if I
exactly.
just do a simple billing for you, and I can see that you have not came from last 10 days, and I have a phone or I have some way where some platform is there, let's say, I can should able to send you a notification, then I can engage
Mm,
with you. That's exactly what happens when Amazon, you order something and you don't act, then it will keep sending you that messages.
mm. So what I can understand that you are your model goes beyond B2B. It is like
Which is B2B,
B2B2C,
B2C,
right?
yes. Even the sellers can also buy from wholesalers similar way.
Okay, sellers. Acha,
So if
okay.
there is a
So
seller is always buying some raw material or a product as it is from the wholesaler. So if I'm making golgappa, then I'm buying rice, maida, I'm buying aloo, I'm buying the masalas, I'm buying the oil to make golgappas. Or maybe I'm buying only the raw, ready-made golgappas from someone and then selling it.
okay, so how, like hotels
So
and
all the
restaurants,
smaller
they can also use
hawkers,
it.
when they're making vada pav, the pav they don't make it. They take it from a bakery which is
Yeah,
making centralized.
yeah, that is true. So how you do the last mile delivery?
So I
Like if
said the
I'm
last mile
buying,
delivery is optional for all three options are there. Buyer themselves can do it.
Mhm.
Seller
Okay,
themselves can do the delivery because most of the
okay,
sellers anyway, some of them going house to house and sell it, so they are in a proximity only. And
yeah,
then
yeah,
community delivery is possible where the freelancers or employees can be a delivery partner for the people who need delivery. It's a typical thing, na? I
That,
whenever my some item is there, I generally tell my cook, "Ki while you coming, you pick it up this also."
okay.
That's very common.
Kind of on social ground,
Yeah, it
you're
is a
saying.
social ground. You are connected. So can we digitally connect them? Then when let's say my domestic help is coming and she can bring the order for you if you're in my neighboring apartment.
Mm,
And third, we are also integrated with ONDC kind of platform. And that's the reason I'm saying ONDC is
mm,
great because finding a delivery person, if somebody wants a delivery and ready to pay for it, it can be from Shiprocket or it can be from your porter or can be from your uh, I'm talking about Grab in Singapore or some other Gojek or something from other country. Any of those should be
mm,
the way to integrate.
okay. I want to know a little more about your thought pattern because what I see a lot of startups chase big enterprises, but you choose to be focused on Kirana stores and micro
So it
businesses.
can be also a
So why did
plumber,
you
it
make
can
your
be
choice?
electrician, it can be iron person, it can be someone making papad from home. Why this? Because I come from that background and I
Hmm.
always wanted to do something for them. And I have selectively started my journey where I worked with the webdunia.com, which is the first Hindi portal in world.
Okay.
60%,
That earlier
60%
startup.
of the India reads Hindi, and
Yeah.
there was no Hindi portal. A typing in Hindi was a pain for a lot of people. So we did a translator. So you type HUM and it would convert that into Devanagari.
Okay.
Another person can also write hum and it will convert that into English, HUM.
Okay. So
This
it is
was done in
also a voice based.
1998.
Okay.
Then I worked with,
You are
yeah,
ahead.
then I worked in 2011 with the company which was building a P2M and P2P payment where the backend was a bank account. So we were integrated with core banking system of SBI and ICICI. And whenever any P2P or P2M payment are happening, the actual debit credit was happening in the bank account.
Hmm.
So it is the the wallet became big. I'm talking 2011. Wallet became big during the demonetization.
Okay. So do you think like demonetization given you a like pretty much sense of the market in a way that it was not before? Because that before demonetization, it's a little difficult to think about it. But to like online payments and everything is
So
going.
whether it is demonetization or whether it is COVID or whether it is the dot-com burst which happened in 2000 or whether it is a subprime crisis which happened in 2007 and the global meltdown happened in 2008. So all these events are just events. They just give you
Mm,
more insight and people behavior change on basis of needs. So in 2000, time shopping, Rediff shopping, a lot of other shopping platforms were there. But to do e-commerce, you need a device, you need internet, you need a digital payment.
yeah.
So people were not having credit card was the only payment mode. People were not having credit card in India. The devices
Mm,
were not at home. Mostly in offices, people were having devices or in colleges.
yeah.
And there also restriction was there what all websites you can go.
Mm,
So lack of device, lack of connectivity, and lack of digital payment was the reason that the dot-com burst happened across the world.
so you have also worked as a professional advisor,
Yeah, I
right?
work with more than 7 companies as a technology advisor. Companies like Geo, MobiQuick, Trade India, and also 6, 7 startups.
Okay. So all are in the into a like in a same domain or
Different
they are
domain.
different?
So I have worked with one company Geo was planning to do a mass platform in 2014 where they want to give data to everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
So that fascinated me.
That revolutionized
So
India.
that's the reason I joined them as a technology advisor and built a data platform for them for a very small stint. I work with Hindustan Times Group again. Why? Because they are the one who's making the newspaper which read by everyone, which is Hindi Hindustan, and their radio and their whatever other things are there. Then I worked with mypaisa.com, where again they were digitizing the chit fund, so
Mm.
digital chit fund. Then I was advisor to FundFina, which was making a digital platform for digital lending. Unfortunately, a lot of changes are there in the digital lending world, so obviously there are changes required. But my conscious effort was always to work for a larger part of the pyramid because that is what is lacking in the everyone wants to sell to the top of the pyramid today,
Mm.
but nobody wants to work for these people. And this is what the next billion users will come from. And Geo did exactly same thing, say that I will be acquiring this larger part of the pyramid and I'll be making this as cheap as possible. They did this first time as Arcom by making 5 paisa call, which
Yeah.
is lower than inland letter. So earlier we used to have a letter, we used to send it as a postcard and then that will go. So they made it a little cheaper than that. Similar thing they did with data in 2014, and that's the reason that fascinated me. So my interest was always working for the companies, and I worked on something which was a Jan Dhan Yojana's first version in 2011,
Yeah, yeah.
where we were providing a banking via basic phone. And we created a
Okay.
mini core banking system, and we got I got an award personally from PC Quest for implementing that for social good.
Okay. So during your professional advisor career, what are the like crazy insights which you get, which you ultimately incorporated in SarvM.AI? What are your biggest learning from all those companies where you work as a professional
So
advisor?
when I worked with advisor, I worked in different kind of things. So different pedigree of people and different cultures. And so one thing which I learned is that if intent is there, culture is always people fall in. But people should have intent to solve the problem.
Mm.
So if intent is there to do something, then whether culturally they are fitting for each other, they don't care. So if intent is to keep a city clean, now it doesn't matter why Indore became the most cleanest city because there was an intent in everyone. It doesn't matter I am
Yeah.
coming from MP or I'm coming from some other part of the country and settling there. Everyone is having intent to make that city as a cleanest city.
Okay.
So same city where people
Coming.
used to have eat gudka and you can see the coloring of wall to the I was surprised that the culturally now people are changed. And not only that, people who migrated maybe from other part of the countries where in their own state they may be behaving differently, but when as soon as they're coming there, they are not doing that. So
Mm.
it is the intent.
Yeah. And places define
So the
intent, right?
intent is very clear. And if intent is together, then everything is possible.
Mm.
Intent, serious efforts, because everyone is capable. Fish can swim, bird can fly. But if
Mm.
you put them in a
So
different
how
position, then it will not work at all.
mm, how we get curious in this industry, in this MSME micro enterprises
I
industry?
myself sold for
What
5 years.
intrigued
So
you?
I had lot of interest from the day one. Actually, I worked on
Okay.
something called um, investinchild.com in 2001.
Okay.
I thought of building a medical history for these people because for a larger part of the pyramid, all hospitals are maintaining pretty good history for you. I thought
Mm.
of in 2007, I proposed this in ISB competition and we won it at the Asia level also, where our idea was that there will be a small pen drive where you have all your information and the same information is also on internet. So if you lose the pen drive, again, you can create it. And you just put it in the doctor's place and doctor will able to see entire your history.
Mm.
So anyway, that was again way ahead of time.
Yeah, what I can see with what I can understand with this idea in the era where like data privacy is a myth. We often heard that this much amount of Aadhaar, like this much people of uh, Aadhaar have got leaked. So that can also happen with their medical files, and then it's very fatal
Yeah, that was the
if
one
there is
reason.
a
Again, I'm
person.
saying when we thought about it, we thought of encrypting it, and the encryption will be there,
Mm.
and all those basic things. And they need to do some
Yeah.
authentication to decrypt it. And then after that, also a lot of theft is possible. But
Mm.
everyone want to steal a tijori of a jeweler versus a tijori of a garbage guy.
Mm.
Are you with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the data doesn't have any value in perceptionally because I can't sell this anything to this guy.
Mm.
Why data is so important? Because I want to use that to sell.
Yeah.
But if I can't sell to this segment of people, that data is no use for me.
Mm.
So that's the reason when you go and they say, I have a data of a top buyers or top e-commerce people or top people who buy fashion.
I'm pretty much sure that you have a large chunk of data of MSMEs and
So
customers,
the
like how they're.
MSMEs are a very big entities. The definition of MSME
Mhm.
is anyone whose turnover is between 100 crores to 10 crore.
Okay,
We are talking about
okay,
nano businesses,
yeah, nano
even not
businesses, right?
macro. The
Hmm.
micro business definition is around 1 crore turnover.
Hmm.
I am talking about few lakhs of the turnover.
Yeah. So, do you think did you ever go back and do that, like pursue your a single database for hospitals, like people data? Like, do
No,
you
I
think
didn't pursue
you'll
that.
ever go
I
back?
didn't pursue that because I already came to know in 2011 that government of India already started working on that.
Okay.
So the most of your data is already getting centralized, and the Ayush project is the outcome of that.
Oh yeah, yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Only thing is not digitized the way I was thinking it can be digitized, but they already have certain idea because you will get a medical facility in hospital when you have a card, and that card is attached with your Aadhaar, and that so you already have a data decentralized. What
Hmm.
medicine you took
That's
it,
true.
what happened to you. Only thing is it is fragmented, it is not centralized. No, it is not centralized even in anywhere in the world. I think we will be the first country which can now do it very easily. Where I
Hmm.
go to whether private hospital or whether go to government hospital, this data needs to be shared with the government of India and then that's or any of the entity which is independent, and the people can just use
Hmm.
the data. So if I had a fracture in my leg and I again meet with an accident in my Aadhaar card or whatever is, if it is they are able to figure it out from my fingerprint, and they should able to get my X-ray for this emergency
Hmm.
position, so they can know where the last fracture was there. So when they are doing some, if they're putting some rod, they should not put the nut where the break was there.
Yeah. Okay. Again, coming back to SarvM.AI, uh, I have one thing to ask you, that your platform help micro, I'm sorry,
Micro and
nano businesses.
nano businesses. Yeah.
Yeah. And without charging commission fee. So how do you balance innovation with affordability in your SaaS model?
So actually, if you see, every innovation is affordability. So let's take an example. What is the Ola, Uber, or any of those Grab or anything? If let's say I am a I'm a rider, I need
Yeah,
to go to main road or I need to go to auto stand. That's my effort. I
yeah,
go by bike or I go by whatever. I will go walking. That's the effort. Then, if an auto guy is dropping me my house, but he will not stand there. He again needs to find a ride, so he will again go to the main road or auto stand, and he will go empty during this period. So, if digitization happened, now you are finding the nearest ride. So this guy knows that I need to go there. Finding each other is also easy, and this is becoming more affordable for both of them because you're saving on the wastage.
yeah,
So every innovation is affordability. Phone, it's affordability. Earlier, if I need to call someone or need to know about someone, then I need to write a letter and send it across, which will reach in 2, 3, 4 days, depending on the logistics. Or I might
yeah,
myself need to travel. It became very affordable that I can just call it and then talk to people.
yeah.
So it always
And
starts as a luxury product, and over period it becomes affordable product, and that's where the innovation comes in.
and how does AI integration in your solution help businesses with their financial inclusion? How it
So
works?
what is the definition of financial inclusion? So if you see, financial inclusion is four pillars:
Okay.
saving, which is bank account and savings or FDs or any of the savings product. Second is insurance. Third is investments, and the fourth is
Yeah,
loans. Now, any business needs to be a financially included, need all these four things. Now today, if I'm not able to get a credit very easily, or I am getting a credit at very high rate because people don't have my CIBIL, then I'm not financially included. I am not getting a business loan because people don't have my balance sheet, which is vetted by someone. How much business I'm doing, whether I'm profitable or not. That's on basis of that only I get a business loan. Insurance. How you act, how you give the insurance, whether this guy is healthy or not healthy, you do some basic test, and then you say, I want to give insurance to you, or are you going to give insurance to your business or something. Other product was, I was talking investments. Now again, very complex. So the base of that is digitization. If my billing is digitized, then I know that how much is I am, what are my revenues. If I'm buying online also, like I'm buying from a wholesaler or other retailer online, then my input cost is already digitized.
yeah,
And if I have some wastage and something and I'm able to put that in my expenses, like I have to pay some rent and all, then my entire journey, my balance sheet is ready. as a business.
Mm, mm,
Then I have, let's say, my transaction on UPI or my bank account, which is verified. How people ask for a give a loan to you, give 3 months bank statement and give a pay slips. Are you with
yeah,
me? How
yeah,
CIBIL is getting created? If you are making your credit card payment on time or if you're making loan payment
yeah.
on time, that's the history getting created and your credit score is built. So
Mm,
this wholesaler, this retailer may be buying from a wholesaler and giving a on-time credit. And that history is already getting built. That history is already there, but it is
mm,
not digitized. If that can be digitized, the loans can be provided at more and more affordable rate because you can assess the risk. If you can know that what kind of margin this guy is making in his business, how many happy customers he's having it, then you can again assess his credibility and creditworthiness better than what you're doing today. Why
mm,
Ambanis are able to get billions of dollars loan or Adani's, but a small business even can't apply for 1 lakh loan.
yeah.
It's just all these things.
So, do you think will you ever entered in providing micro loans to these nano
So
enterprises?
again, in the roadmap, we will start with obviously software. Then we will be also providing a platform for sellers and buyers to have a digital advertising. And once we have a data, the data can be consumed not only for the loans, but for any of these products, any of the financial
Yeah.
products. Insurance. A shop can have insurance, a thela wala guy can have insurance. But he doesn't get
Mm.
it.
The biggest asset you have is the data which you have built over time.
It's in any business, it doesn't matter.
Mm. Yeah.
If you have a small shop and you want to go for your fire insurance of your shop, he will ask for some data.
Mm.
You can't just get 20 lakh
Sure.
rupees of insurance. Even if you don't have inventory of 20 lakh rupees, how you can get a fire insurance of 20 lakh rupees?
Mm. Yeah.
You need to have that kind of losses, then only you will be able to get insurance. And to get
Yeah.
insurance, let's say if I say I want the insurance, my health insurance for $1 trillion,
Okay.
I don't have any data to back that I am worth that much. Am I? But
Mm.
if I am Bill Gates or if I'm a Mark Zuckerberg, I can always get a $1 trillion my insurance.
Mm.
Whether I'm able to afford to pay the insurance or not is again different thing. But if somebody just want to buy it, it's not possible because their credit worthiness or insurance worthiness or a risk, what who can do the insurance for them is not assessed unless the data is there.
Mhm. So, as of now, how many stores and customers SarvM AI is onboarded?
So we have primarily multiple types of stores. So we have a stores which we onboarded by our sales team who's as went to them. We also onboarded some of them digitally. And as I said, they may not be knowing the nuances of the system. So we are doing a lot of automation for them where they may not be knowing that, but we are already doing that for them. So we have approximately 5,500 sellers in one zip code of
Oh,
Electronic City. Out of them, 2,200 paid, and around 700 of them paid more than 2 times to us. And
okay.
in last 4 months, more than 90% of the people we acquired digitally.
Digitally, how you do the acquisition? Like how you acquire them?
Uh,
Like
there
is
are
the
certain
sales team
secret sauces are
operating?
there, but at the gross level, we do a lot of referral marketing. We do the affiliate or a network marketing. We do these freelancers or get going and doing onboarding for us. And we also run the digital marketing, influencer marketing to get these people on the things. Because a lot of people are
So let's
using YouTube, a lot of people are using WhatsApp, and we are able to get a pretty good 360-degree referral or what I call partner onboarding or community building. All that helps us to acquire them digitally.
okay. And what are the challenges you feel while convincing local vendors?
So if I say January of 23, it was a big challenge. If I
Okay.
talk about August of 2025, no challenge. Because everyone wants to have a platform like this. But they don't want to get into nuances of the things. And that's the reason the voice makes it very easy for them. Oh, only by talking I can do it. Oh, so easy. So they start
Yeah.
playing with it, and it takes a while for them to get to the maturity which you expect a person should download and use it in 5 days. That will not happen. They will take their 2 to 3 months, 6 months, or maybe up to 12 months also to learn this entire system, who are the early adopters.
Yeah.
And there will be adopters who will be learning from others and they will learn in few weeks. And then there will be another set of people who may learn only in few days. So it depends that my father learned how to use WhatsApp just because he realized that is something which helps him. So
Mm.
what he does, he writes on paper, clicks a picture and send it to the seller. This is the item I need. Before the voice note was enabled in WhatsApp. After voice notes are enabled, he just speaks and sends a message.
Okay. So the name. Now I want to talk about the name, SarvM AI. And I researched a little bit, and I found that in Sanskrit, Sarvam means everything.
Yes.
So, firstly, why did you choose that name? And what's your vision with this
So we were
vision, like this
so we
motto?
were brainstorming on what the name should be done in the February of 2023, and we said we should have a word which is having a various way of doing things. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to serving the masses. So there is a
Yeah.
servam in that.
Okay.
So even in English, which is a global language, there is a servam, serving the masses.
Hmm.
And servam is a Sanskrit word which is a base for all major Indian languages. And every language is having this word as a servam. And we
Okay.
wanted to build this for everyone, not only for everything. And that's the reason servam
Hmm.
name was selected. So it's serving the
Okay.
masses, SARV, serve M,
Hmm.
which is servam. SarvM, if you call it in one word, it's server,
Sarvam.
serving the
Yeah.
masses. So if serving the masses was a long word, we said servam.
Okay. And do you have this name since day one, or you iterated on this name?
This is the
Because
name we
finding a
have
name is
it.
pretty
This is
difficult.
the name we have it. First time we thought of the name of the company in February 2023.
Okay.
And we registered our domain in April, May, thought our logo and
Hmm.
everything around that.
I'm pretty much sure that you get the domain very easily for this.
Yeah, so there was a similar domain was available, which is SarvM, but that
Okay.
was a Chinese porno site. SarvM.com,
Okay.
and that's the reason we didn't take SarvM.AI.
Yeah, it might get interpreted in a
Yeah,
bad
because
way.
whenever you search for that name, that website was coming
Yeah.
in.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why it's SarvM, not
So
VAM.
if you
It's
call
VM.
it Sarvam, it's not VAM becomes Sarvam,
Yeah,
because when you are
Sarvam.
writing in English, Sarvam,
Hmm.
the V is not V, it's a small V.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
most of
yeah.
the spelling for anything which is having V sound is like this only. Service. You
Hmm.
don't have service.
Hmm.
So that's the key thing. Only problem is people call it Ram to Rama, R-A-M-A. Why? Because,
Yeah, Rama.
but if you see the right pronunciation is Ram. So Sarvam, the V is not a full sound. If you add a, that becomes Sarvam.
Hmm. That's very interesting, actually. How you landed on this name is quite interesting, and the meaning itself is very broad. I was not expecting the meaning gonna be
Yeah,
this
that's the
broad.
reason we write SAR in the small, S is capital, and M is
Hmm.
again in capital. Because M means masses, M is mobile,
Hmm. Oh, okay.
M means mobile,
Okay, M means mobile. Fine.
M means money,
Now I'm
M
getting
means money.
it. Okay, money.
So it is
Yeah,
for
that is true.
masses, for money, earning,
For me.
using mobile.
Hmm. This is one of the craziest name I have ever heard, honestly.
No, there are a lot of
Okay.
people did a lot of creative thing. We didn't spend much time in the finding name. We spent a couple of days,
Hmm.
and I want to give a credit to the person who found this name. His name is Ruben. He was a lead team
Okay.
member, and we did a lot of brainstorming together. And he's the one who built this name. And the logo was designed by one of the intern. Her name is
Okay.
her name is Panipurna. She designed the logo for us.
Okay. And you still using the same
Yeah,
logo.
we're using the same logo. We're using the same name.
That's cool. How long, like how old company you are? 2 years.
The company is approximately 3 years because we registered in July of 2022.
Okay.
And this,
Okay.
sorry, yeah, so I'm not talking about February of 23. It is the February of 22 when we found the name.
Okay.
So by mistake, I said 23.
Okay. Okay. February of 22.
Yes, when we started thinking of the name. And then in May, we
Okay.
purchased the domain and registered. And July, we registered the company.
Okay. What is the current valuation of SarvM.AI?
So right now, it is difficult to say that, but we
Okay.
had a term sheet which we were evaluated pretty decent valuations.
Okay. So, like, which series or which round you are in
It's seed or
currently?
pre-seed kind of thing. We are raising 2 mil
Okay.
as a seed or pre-seed round, and we are also doing a bridge round of for 200K, which is primarily before we get a larger round. Yeah.
Okay. And I think is revenue
So we already
sufficient to
no,
scale the
we are
company?
still in the very early revenue because we did a paid POC and we charged them very nominal for that. So we are
Okay.
still
What
not
is
making
paid POC?
revenues. We did just a POC and people paid for POC.
So what is paid POC?
So all these sellers, we given them alpha version and charged little bit from them. And using them only, we improvise our models and everything. So we build our own proprietary model, which supports 12
Okay.
Indian language and 500 dialects. And this model is 20x smaller than the Mistral and 25x faster than Mistral. and the accuracies are as
Okay.
high as 90%. And we have currently a beta
Mm.
version. The next version we are working on will be on device. So if you speak Punjabi, you will have a Punjabi version on your phone. If I speak Marwadi, I'll have a Marwadi version for me.
Okay. Okay. Now talking about the current generation, these days many startups are emerging, but only a few actually grow, and some with great ideas did not get funding. So, what's your take on this, and what advice would you give to such founders?
So that's the beauty of nature is a frog lays out approximately thousands of the eggs and only some 5 or 7 of them survives it at the toad stage.
Hmm.
Fish or any of those things are similar. Mosquitoes and all, if I talk about it, then again, this is like millions of them, they do it, and out of that, few of them will be surviving it. So that's a harsh reality. Only few will survive. Even humans, only out of million, only one sperm will be surviving.
Hmm.
So that's the way world is. And the only easiest way not to get distracted is your intent. Most of the time, you, after working for corporate, I could have had a very hefty salary and enjoying my life. Why I'm working from morning 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock every day from 4 years? Because my intent is to build something for the masses. It has to be
Yeah.
profitable business, then only it can be scalable for other people. Because charity, you can give it for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or maybe
Hmm.
1 year, 2 years, 10 years. Charity doesn't grow the society. It helps you to initiate it. Somebody gives you a loan or charity for your education, and that's good. But somebody giving you charity for eating food every day is not good. You
Yeah.
should earn your own food. So the charity should help you how to earn better by skilling you, by opening a shop for you, educating you, providing clothing or basic necessity to you. So then you should able to accept it. If you're unwell, then obviously medical help. But if you're fine, then charity is not a solution. Providing business,
Yeah.
giving them a credit which they know they have to return. Charity is having no mindset that I have to return you. So, according to me, if you have an intent to solve the problem and you are doing it, just to give example to you, you might have heard that this guy makes a best golgappa.
Hmm.
There might be a very small shop, but people come and queue there because he makes very good golgappas. His intent is just to make a best golgappa for in around that area. Rest all follows.
Hmm. Yeah.
So same way, whatever problem you're working on or whatever services you're working on, if you have intent to solve that, then rest all comes in place. And that's the reason people have to take a call. And it is the reality where you say, okay, it is not taking a right bet, let me will withdraw it, which is calculative risk.
Yeah.
So if intent is there, the chances becomes more. And sometime
Hmm.
even, and this is what I started believing more and more, you put best intent, you put best people, but for still you need to wait for 18 years to get a IPL trophy.
Hmm. True. True. Yeah. Okay, and how many cities you are currently live in India, and which are the cities who are your major
So
revenue
currently we
cities?
are mostly in Bangalore only, but people have
Okay.
already downloaded this in all over India. So we have
Okay.
some sellers in Hyderabad using this. We have a seller in Bharuch using it. We have one seller in Sopor using in Kashmir.
Okay.
So people who are more savvy, they downloaded and using for their own purposes.
Mm.
Though we have not launched all the places. So what our data shows that more than 100 zip codes people have downloaded themselves and used it. And we also have some early adopters. When we had 100 plus freelancers we onboarded, and we had approximately more than 500 plus sellers all over. Not 500, actually we had more than 2000, 3000 sellers who we got early alpha version given to that in 92 zip codes.
Okay.
So some of those people, or maybe the seed which we laid down earlier, some of those people are also trying to explore it or give what this app is, because we keep engaging with them and sending them some messages. So some people got activated in those areas also.
Mm. It's quite a interesting journey, actually. Now, looking back at SarvM journey from your perspective, what's the biggest lessons you want our listeners to remember from your journey with 3 years of SarvM.AI?
So if you see that it is approximately 9 years of SarvM.AI, because first version I attempted in 2016. So one biggest learning is 1 plus 1 is 11. When you're trying to do something yourself versus you have one more person who's collaborated with you to work it, the life is much different. Second is iterating at times helps you. You feel that you're not moving much, but when you look back, you might have created a very big circle in the same iteration. You might have, in every
Yeah.
circle when you're doing it, you might have been moved and increased the circle only by 1%. But if you take already taken, I'm just giving example, 100 circles,
Yeah.
then it is not that it is only 100 millimeter circle you're creating. You're creating much larger than
Mm.
that. So the compounding in outcome of your efforts are much higher when the longevity is higher. And at times, the belief is God is much, much higher, because you are not the one who's getting things done. It's, it's someone who's helping you. When you put in best effort, still things will not happen. And all of a sudden, things will start falling in place because it's bound to be. So
Mm.
if you
Right.
are making your sincere effort, results will come. It sounds like a Gita Swapadesh, but that's how reality is.
No, that is actually true. Sometimes it's very unpredicted, like unpredicted to even think of something big will happen, but sometimes it just happen because of your efforts.
Yeah, I've seen the best of the
That is,
best intelligent people appearing for IIT but didn't able to crack it. Much, much intelligent than
mm,
me, much, much sincere than me. And I was lucky that I could crack it.
yeah,
So it's God's grace. So as you become an entrepreneur, you realize that it's more and more God's grace, whatever you're doing it.
mm,
And third is
yeah,
being frugal is very important if you are selling to this segment of the people, because if you're making something unaffordably, then you can't sell it in affordable prices. So if you have raised 100 million and then trying to build a business for this segment of people, You have not followed the basics, which is like how to make it affordable. Because you yourself not making yourself affordable. So we are keeping our burns very, very low, and entire thinking has changed. I work with a company like D Shaw, where the IT budget in 2003 was approximately 30-40 million. So one of the biggest learning is if you can't make it affordably, you can't sell it affordably. And I work with the bigger companies and I work with the smaller companies. My advisory thing has helped me a lot to be more frugal, and mainly interaction with more than 2000 seller. Also I understood if I'm not able to make affordable AI, then I will not able to. So our beta version we built in only 50,000 USD of our AI model.
Okay.
I know.
What is the subscription cost for a retailer?
So as I said, it will be varying from the point 5 cent
Mm-hmm.
to the $15 per day, depending on the
Mm-hmm.
size of business, which country you are, and all those things. But a benchmark is it should be lesser than what these people are spending on tea or coffee on daily basis. So in India,
Okay.
if the tea is of 10 to 20 rupees, and you have tea or coffee at least 2 or 3 times in a day, the cost should not be more than
Yeah.
30 rupees for a smaller business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the range we are trying to keep it.
Okay.
And then rest all we are doing reverse. How can I make it affordable?
Mm. So now we are going to the final segment. Uh, I have one question for myself also and for other startup founders who is listening to you. For today's generation, if someone has a startup idea but no knowledge of how to execute in the market, what guidance would you give to them so that they don't repeat the mistake you have faced?
So I believe it is much better life today. Think of it when there was no computer or internet in 1998, and I was thinking of making my own enterprise that point of time. I had no idea how to do this. But today, if I do, I'm talking about pre AI world, I get most of the information on Google. And with AI, even I get a summary what to do it. So you don't need to learn what other people have learned in 20 years. That information you already have it. So first thing is don't have to worry about whether I have knowledge or not, because knowledge is already there. Enough podcasts are there, enough videos are there, information is enough there for you if you want to do it. And my first entrepreneurial journey was earning my own pocket money. I had some 10, 20 friends, and each one of them having some 4 or 5 comics. So I
Mhm.
collected all their comics and built some 200, 300 comic collection. And I charged them 1 rupee per month to use subscription,
Okay.
and they can every day get one comic.
Okay.
So they will be finishing the comic in a year's time, the 200 of them, approximately. And I had a zero capital investment. And if you give 20 comics to me, I will give 20 comics free to you without 1 rupee subscription also. So I built my first idea of earning my own pocket money with zero capital and constant revenues. I
Yeah.
didn't know about a business. I did a VCR
Mm.
business. So you have to purchase VCR for that.
Yeah.
So this is where way back people used to watch movies at home by getting the cassettes and VCR. So there was a family who shifted from Dubai to India, and they used to have a VCR. So I convinced that person that I'll ensure that your VCR is intact, and I rented and paid her 15 rupees per day for the VCR. Market rate was 25 rupees for the per movie, and 5 rupees was a rental for the cassette. Again, with
Okay.
zero capital investment, I was running a VCR business where I'm paying 25 rupees per movie, and I only pay when I have to rent it. So pure OPEX, zero CAPEX, constant earning on basis of the business you're getting it.
Mm. Try to create a business which is self-sustaining.
Again, intent was
Mm.
to earn my own money. Problem was no capital,
Mm.
no knowledge. So study the market, find the opportunity, and jump the cliff.
Yeah.
You have enough information, enough guidance, enough schemes today in the government of India or state governments or a lot of incubations where they will provide you more or less everything you needed. So you don't need to be scared. When someone can do it, I'm talking about the great companies built in 2000, when there was none of this was there. No VC money, no government support, no information how to do it, and people did it. So it is much easier to do it today.
Yeah.
So don't think about it.
Uh,
What I have learned in 20 years is not relevant. When I'm starting my entrepreneurial journey, I was a fresher.
do you think India is seeing the next generation entrepreneurship wave, where most of the startups, people are building more tech startups? Earlier, there were more consumer-centric startups who are D2C brands. Well, still,
So
they are
if you
D2C
see
brands, but the number of
every business is a tech business. Somebody built a
mm,
car is a tech business. Somebody made a factory to create a chips, lay chips is a tech business. Only thing is the definition is usage of computer is one type of the tech.
yeah.
Take any business that always enables with the tech.
Mm,
Even um, any services also. So people will come with the tool to do the things more efficiently. So entire industrialization to the any of the innovation is primarily a technology. Only thing is whether it is a mechanical or electrical or computer science engineering or AI or whatever, it's just a different types of the tech. Now, the biggest thing is the research. So if you do a better research, then you will able to create better tech for yourself. Otherwise, you are replicating what is done by other person.
yeah.
There's no harm in that. But then you will not able to create something of your own. Now, if you are able to create Chandrayaan for 100x lesser cost what NASA would have done it, it was because of the innovation by research done by that. And I was interacting with the IIT Bombay electrical engineering department, couple of folks who were working on the stabilizer. The job of the stabilizer is when it was landing, it should be landing very smoothly. So
Okay.
that simple stabilizer as an equipment was built as a research from IIT Bombay, and there are millions of the component done by every different college. I'm just talking about my own college because I interacted with those folks. So they work 18 hours every day for the same stipend or whatever their money they're getting it, and they build that, including Saturday Sundays. So the research is the key for a success for India. India is replicating the models. They are not creating the business models.
Do you think it's changing?
Very drastically.
Mm.
Nowhere in the world people could think of that certain things that the way people are doing now in the research in India is doable.
Yeah.
Because nobody could think that Chandrayaan can be built in such a low cost. Nobody could think of that how to kill a drone without wasting your missile. How to put a jammer on that.
Mm.
So when drones are there, one of the ways you put some small rocket kind of thing and blast it. Correct?
Yeah.
But somebody has applied brain. Why to waste a rocket? It is a mechanical device, electromechanical device. If I can put some jammer which stops the machine function, the motor which is running, because it is a battery and a motor running, and if that electrical motor is jammed in some way, then the drone will drop automatically.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So all you need is that jammer. And
Mm.
that doesn't require any firing, that doesn't require any wastage. You just brup of some electromagnetic signals, you send it, and after that you stop it. So the power also going when you need to only need for that much period. Or you do some magnetic thing which brings it together to you and then pull it out.
Mm.
Then a drone can't fly, isn't
Yeah.
it? So this,
Yeah. Yeah. Recently,
so this is a research. When everyone was
yeah,
building how to kill the drone with the most sophisticated
manual way.
manual, it was like a
Well, yeah, it is electrical
mechanical
pump, but
or chemical mechanical ways. They were thinking I'll throw some
mm,
chemical or I'll just, so that will be spoiling it. They were thinking of all those various things. We thought of
yeah,
different ways and then we were much ahead of the other people.
yeah. Recently, DRDO developed a laser, electron charge laser to put them down.
Yeah, again, I don't know, I'm not an expert in that area, but I just want to give you an analogy that how
Yeah.
a simple innovation can be done by finding the ways to do the things.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm
Gujarat.
basically from Rajasthan. My forefather shifted
Rajasthan.
to Lahore to find the work in way back. Matlab, some seven
Okay.
generation back.
Okay.
And during party,
Then
Dadaji
you
came
get.
to Dadaji and kids survived actually the partition. A lot of people could not.
Okay. Then they came back to India
Yeah,
that
walking
time.
down from Lahore to Delhi.
Mm. Okay. That's interesting insight actually. You have seen, like your family has seen a different perspective which
It's true for
people like us never
it's true for
witnessed.
80% of the world. So again, I'm just trying to
Okay.
say that we see Schindler's List and we see all those movies, but the harsh reality is everyone has gone through that similar kind of hardship in last 100 years.
Mm.
It doesn't matter you're in
Okay.
Africa or Mexico or Argentina or similar challenges.
Okay. Your best place to live in India is Bangalore. What do you think? Like, is it it's Bangalore?
I lived in Bangalore, I lived in Hyderabad, Bombay, worked, I used to have office in Lucknow, then I worked in Chandigarh, I stayed in Delhi, NCR, where Noida also, Gurgaon also, Delhi also.
Okay.
Um, I worked in Calcutta. So I can just say for me, it is the same. The reason You work with similar set of people. If you are in office, you more or less stay with a similar set of people when you are at work, home, because you generally stay in apartment or stay in some locality, which is more or less similar, whatever your affordability and your likings are. And at the heart, people are more or less similar, whether it is Indore or also worked in Indore and also. So, yeah, food may be different, the culture may be different, but at the heart, you're a social country. So
Mm.
I enjoyed stay in all places and enjoyed the diversity of each of those. So I am kind of place agnostic. Yeah, weather. I'm sure the best weather in India could be one of the, but maybe the Coimbatore have similar weather, or maybe some other places
Okay.
also, Pune or some other place might be having a similar.
You don't like you don't like Bombay. you, you
Yeah,
don't
so
like
I'll tell you
Bombay.
the weather wise, maybe I'm not attuned to Bombay anymore. And I I believe that if I start staying in Bombay, maybe for a couple of months, then I will get attuned, and then I will not have a problem. So first time when I went to Delhi, it was very harsh for me to take the hot and the cold. But
Yeah,
then I
that
used
is
to go
true.
for my morning jogging at 5:30 in the morning at 2 degrees centigrade, and I used to enjoy that. Or I used to go
Okay.
for my normal routine in traveling by a local travel in the 46 degrees centigrade. So
Mm.
I believe this is just that you need to get used to of, because every city brings in some challenge for you, but at the same time, you get some plus also. The food of Delhi is so good. Bombay is definitely some people are so good. The professionalism you have it in Bombay is way too different than other cities.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
Hyderabad, again, such a sober and nice and simple people. Very difficult to get it anywhere. Calcutta, the
Mm.
sweets, again, the people with the cultural diversity and the intellectual levels you can talk to them is different. So
Mm.
every place is having a lot of pluses and a lot of not so comfortable things, and I feel you just need to get used to that. So for me,
Actually, you have
Bangalore
actually
is the best place now
you.
because in my age of 51 years old, the weather is not very hot, not very cold, so it is more conducive for me to have a more relaxed life. Otherwise, without AC, I'm not able to survive, or without heater, I'm not able to survive. That's not very natural of me.
Mm. And I can see you're not using your fans.
It's 22 degrees centigrade outside. Yeah.
Oh, I was in Bangalore a few days back for my internship. 2 months
Where?
back, I was in Bangalore. I was in
Okay. So
HSR,
that's the hub for
Sector
that's
6.
a hub for startup.
Yeah, yeah.
Every second house will be the startup over there.
True, true. The PG cost is insanely high there. I was giving 12K for a three-person room in HSR Sector 6.
Yes. So
So
yeah. So,
cost is
so
quite high
that,
there.
that that all demand and supply challenges, and that obviously logistic challenges, because the
Yeah.
Bangalore's traffic is not planned, the growth is not planned, so the entire city was developed in a very unplanned way, unlike most of the other
Mm.
cities. I was in Gurgaon for a couple of days when it rained, and I realized it is not designed for the rains. It's having one
Yeah,
of the
true.
most best swanky offices and everything, but the roads and the drainage system is not designed for the rains because hardly any rain happens. And
Mm.
Bombay, with such a big rain disaster, people are still living and enjoying their life.
It's still happening. Actually, it's still
I
raining
know. It's
outside.
been going on for the
Uh,
last 4 or 5 days.
yeah, yeah.
It's
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 everywhere in
all
the
of
news.
us. And I also remember in 27th of June 1998 was my last day at hostel, and I had to go back.
Okay.
And I went to meet some friends who are in Bombay. and I was in the Marine Drive area, and we were just. I stayed and spent some time, and I said, "My train is at 4 o'clock. I'll leave by 2 o'clock. I'll take a fast train. I'll reach Bandra, and I need to pick up my luggage from my friend's house, and then I catch the train, and I should be there. It should not be a problem." And I realized that the trains are not running.
Mm.
So I took a cab. A cab came up to the Haji Ali or that area, which is a little bit of the southern Bombay. And then I walked from Haji Ali to Bandra in the knee depth water
Yeah.
and went to all the way to my friend's house in Pali Hill. And it is hill, so
Mhm.
obviously the water is not getting clogged there. And
Mhm.
then again came back and I
Yeah.
realized that a platform station, again you need to cross it, again you need to go through that same water. So I was like up to waist height water and walked and crossed some half kilometer to be in a station. And the train was at 4 and I reached at 8 o'clock and the train was about to leave. Actually, it's already left. I had to run and
Yeah.
I just can remember jab we met the way they were throwing the luggage. I threw my luggage and was in that train. So,
Well, you have such an
so
interesting
I would
story.
just say that world moves on, and that's the kind of
Mhm.
energy I've seen in Bombay. And I would,
Do you miss
it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Is understatement.
do you miss that time when you were in the college? How was your time at
So
IITBombay? Do you
I
miss
used
that
to
time?
work. I used to earn my own pocket money. So on weekends I used to work. So
Okay, what do you
I
do?
did selling
What do you
card. I
do?
did market research. So IIT Bombay took a project with TCS whether the metro should be built or not. So I traveled from
Okay.
southern Bombay to all suburbs up to Karjat Kasara or Virar and interacted with people collecting data whether the metro should be built or not built or whether should be they are ready to pay for it or not. Work
Yeah.
with a catering company, work with the fashion photographer, all kind of work. Anything which you can just earn money.
And you actually, it's very sad to say that whatever you have experienced, we can't do that,
No, no,
do the
it is
same
not.
thing
I
because
would say that you have a different challenge to overcome. And that's what I'm trying to say. In my batchmate, none of them may be doing that because they were intelligent enough to crack exam and get a scholarship. They were taking
Hmm.
tuitions. I also did tuitions in my college, but I was not a good teacher. So I realized
Yeah.
that. So then I realized what I am good in, let me keep doing that. And it was my interest because I learned how to speak in English in Bombay. For me, speaking one word in English was a big problem because I'm coming from a very, very small town. So English speaking was a big challenge for us. And again, when you come from a humble background, the family also is not having anything to teach you. Even if your father is working somewhere and they can always help you, guide you. But in our case, that was not the case. So my father studied his 10th, 11th while he was in job. His education was zero when he
Okay.
joined as a laborer in the government department, currency press. So to become
Okay.
educated, he did that after he worked for 10 years. So I believe the challenges are always there. You will have a different challenge 20 years down the line. Someone like you're giving interview to someone like you, and you'll say, "Oh, how can we experience that?" So it's nothing like that. It's just
Hmm.
that you will have a different experience. Today, the challenge is information overloading. Which information to consume
Yeah.
or not to consume? We don't have that choice to make. Though we had thousands of the book in libraries and we could read only the one which you could. So now today, again, I think slightly different challenge could be how to unlearn, because whatever you're learning may not be relevant in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
We learned about BlackBerry, we learned about Symbian. I don't know, you might have not heard of all this thing. But these are the de facto smartphone operating systems. And today, none of them is there.
I think the culture of campus is also very changed. Like the time you were here, now everyone is chasing money only. Like they're not working for impact. And what in your words you say that uh, that grit, that helpfulness for the society, more like a thing which are impact mainly. They're not working for that. They're just chasing. Like it's very it's very intuitive also because everyone is doing the same thing. So you eventually go in that direction without like unknowingly.
So I beg to differ on that. So I used to feel the same 20 years, 25 years back. By going US, you are, because the brain drain, we used to talk about that the entire best of the class people are going to US and we are losing. But if you see, that's what has helped us to kind of get the best of the minds here. Because some of those people came down and created
Yeah,
various GCCs or various startups or various education or various joined back the colleges after studying there, researching there. So something similar is there today when somebody is chasing, let's say, money, and what he will do with that money. He will either invest, spend.
yeah,
So if you're spending, let's say, on the travel, then you're helping a lot of people who are associated with that one travel. So if you just go to Goa and let's say you're having a breakfast in the shack people are coming from some village and then you're creating impact in their life.
yeah,
If you are earning, let's say, 10,000 rupees, then you're creating a different level of impact. But if you're earning 50,000 rupees, then you're creating a different kind of impact. So the impact doesn't need to be only straightforward. And
mm,
that's the reason when you are chasing money and earning money, either you invest it or you spend it or you do charity, any three of the form, you are creating impact. You're creating
yeah,
jobs, you're creating opportunities. So earlier, I used to feel that only by doing something directly you will creating impact. But over a period of time, I learned there is a huge impact getting created when a particular person is just selfish and trying to earn money. His entire family, friends, the people who are dependent on him is also getting impact. And everyone is having their own way of creating impact. So someone who joined NASA is created a different level of impact. Maybe
for the long term.
DRDO's missile was created 10 years later. But if that person would have been in India, maybe would have done 10 years before. But at the same time, he might have already impacted life of hundreds of the people. Okay, I also work hard and I can become and join the NASA. And they were not able to join NASA, so they joined DRDO.
Yeah,
So the
true.
huge
That is
impact
true.
created by that one guy being a selfish. So
Mm.
what your generation is doing is creating impact very indirectly. And it's a huge
That
one,
is true.
not a small one. And you guys have worked hard to get what you are. The cracking IIT is at least 100x tougher than what it used to be 25 years back. So if you are able to do 100x more tougher thing, then obviously you should expect also 100x more returns on that.
Mm.
That's what is my
That
belief
is true.
is.
I must say one thing that your presence is very calming, and the depth when you say something, the deeper it goes and hits.
Mm,
It's a
That
different
must be
feeling. I
that
know.
must be because I'm in trying to give a gyan. Otherwise, I'm very hyperactive, and my
Okay.
team will be telling me that I think so fast that at times they are not able to understand what I'm talking. So
Hmm.
it's just that because here we are talking about the different things, but as far as work is concerned, if I have to solve some problem or if I'm into something, I may be very, very hyper. And that is just because my average team's age is 22. Me and
Oh,
my co-founder, me, I'm 51, my co-founder is 45. Rest all people
okay.
are less than 2 years experience.
Okay.
So the average age is 22. So can you believe it? That's the reason I am also becoming more like them, young
Hmm.
and
Mainly college pressure.
yeah. That's the reason I'm calling myself fresher also because
So I have a separate round planned for you. It's going to be a rapid fire round. There will be 4 5 questions, and you have to answer those questions in the minimum short length, like minimum words. Okay. So I'll put the questions, and you have to answer minimum way possible. So tell me, most underrated IIT Bombay hacks for your life.
how to steal the chappals. I,
Okay.
I'm just trying
And
to tell
one.
you that how to manage your resources efficiently.
Okay. Okay. Next one. One founder you did love to have dinner with.
Um, Difficult to answer. There's so many of them great one, but the one which comes in first in my mind is Ashnir Grover. The toughest one, but the greatest one.
Okay. Maybe the most
It
controversial
doesn't
one.
matter.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. He always
No
put
nonsense.
raw
No
advice.
nonsense person.
Yeah. No nonsense. Yeah. Okay. Best rejection you ever got.
Uh, IIT first attempt.
Okay. Okay. Uh, if you were not doing startup, what you be doing right now?
I would be working for some other startup.
Okay. Uh, One last question. When you were in college, do you have any girlfriend there?
I tried, but I could not.
Okay. You tried like multiple attempts or just a
I
single
would
one?
not like to tell the number, but yeah.
Okay. Favorite hangout place in Insti?
Just in front of Convocation Hall, there is a road, and the road used to have a small
Mhm.
place where you sit and enjoy 2 o'clock in night. And the second was the Vihar Lake, where I don't know now it is allowed or not. We used to go there and stay there. Not the Powai Lake. I'm
Okay.
talking about the Vihar Lake.
Yeah, yeah, we had like, but actually it's
Now
restricted
it is.
now. But we
Yeah. So in daytime,
yeah, but we have
yeah.
gone
So
there.
in daytime they still allow you to go there. We used to go in night.
Okay, how like is there any route from IIT Bombay to go there? Because we go
There
by
used to be a
jumping
gate.
on trees
There
and
used
then
to be no jumping. There used to be a gate up to 6 o'clock. That gate was allowed, and if you go and you don't come back, nobody
okay.
knows that you came back or not.
Oh,
To come
so
back
I'll
in
say the life
there,
is
there
very
used to be a
difficult.
security guard who always used to be there. So if you're coming back, let's say 8 o'clock at night, you knock it and that guy will open it, but it did not allow you to go out, which is I think good because the leopard and other thing used to be there. I have never seen leopard. I was not fortunate enough, so I can say that, but other people have seen it. So it's what was a scary thing, and in the young age you don't realize that what kind of asset or impact you can get it in your family and other people's life. That's why you're generally careless. But today, if I have to go back and do it, I would say I will not like to do that. But yeah, I would like to
Okay.
go there in
But
evening and sit there.
okay, nowadays even crocodiles are invited in campus. Recently,
I
there was a
heard there used to be
crocodile.
crocodiles in our time also, because the Vihar Lake,
Okay.
the Powai Lake used to have it, and with the drainage and all those
Mm.
things that we have a big drainage system, no? Good, very good drainage system. They used to come. So
Mm.
I heard, I never seen any
Okay.
of these things, uh, but I heard that somebody's seen it, and those people are more scared of human than humans are scared of them.
Have you ever encountered snakes?
Lot of
Have you
lot of
ever?
times, and I'm shit scared of that in my
Okay.
childhood. Even I got sick because of that, and I've seen the snake, the biggest possible snake. I've seen it when I went to Andaman in 2008. It was at least 20-25 feet long, gigantic.
I don't even want to
Can't
imagine.
imagine the entire road from one corner to another corner. That snake was there,
Mm.
and when we saw that, we just reversed the car and went to the other direction. We didn't even cross it also.
Okay. Okay. What you do when you are stressed out? What's your guilty pleasure?
So when I'm really very stressed out, like maybe today is the day when I was really stressed out in evening for some reasons. So I just distracted me by doing something which I was really dying to do it, work wise.
Mm.
So if I'm
Okay.
stressed in work, then I spend a lot of time in doing other work to forget that. If I'm stressed in the personal life with my family or something because of somebody's unwell or whatever reason, and then I just try to work on pray, because by taking stress you can't do anything. I'd like to bounce back and start acting on it. So if you can't do something about one thing, then you start working on other thing what you can do.
Okay. So you live with your family right now?
Yes, I sleep.
Okay. So I'm not sure well, how much time a founder gives to their family, because normally we heard that founder life is very much around its startup and they generally don't give time to their family.
Yeah, so I would say
So what's your take?
I am very fortunate that I'm giving decent time to my family. The reason is uh, kids are already grown up. They are in college, so they don't need me. Or rather, they are already working in some other cities or something. My daughter is 25, so I don't need to worry about it. As far as family is concerned, then they are also working and doing some other things. And because I'm working from home for a lot of times, so you always save on getting ready, getting travel time, and a lot of other things. So you use that, squeeze that time to spend some time with the family for having a dinner or a lunch or going for a walk or doing some activity or just watching TV or doing something. So yeah, that's so it is difficult.
Okay.
You can't be spending the kind of when you're doing job, maybe you're spending more time. But I think that's you always try to squeeze in time. At my age, at least, it is easy to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is- So yeah, this is with the podcast. I planned for 1 hour. It went for 2 hours, but it was very calming for me. And you know, when you were mentioning any point, it feels like it is coming from a person who holds lot of wisdom. It's just like I have done a lot of podcasts in past, but your energy is kind of very calming. I'm saying this thing for the third time,
Today,
but it is
I
true.
am more stressed with because of some reasons, and my way of handling
Hmm.
stress is this has become more calmer,
Okay. Okay.
or work on something which helps you to be calmer. So when you
Like
solve problem,
channelize those energy.
yeah, because
Mhm.
thinking about that problem will not help you. So do something which you can do it. So I like to bounce
Okay.
back much faster.
So, okay, what are your hobbies other than startup and like working? Any hobby, games, or anything?
So hobbies, okay. I think
No, you look pretty fit.
yeah. So my health is my hobby, and my
Okay.
5 mantras of life is health, which is the first one. You have to take care of yourself, eat well, sleep well. I sleep for 5 to 6 hours on an average, and some exercise, some yoga, some meditation. All this thing I've been doing from '95 onwards, which is approximately 30 years or so. 30 years or so. And before that, also, I always used to take care of my health because I was preparing for NDA. So, uh,
Oh,
yeah, so my class 8th onward, I've been playing. And we used to play some cricket or something. As far as a hobby is concerned, card games are my hobbies. Like, I love playing cards or Uno kind of thing, or any table games is one of them. Second is obviously hiking and other things. So I have done little bit of hikings also, though I don't extensively doing the hiking. But whenever I've done even 32 kilometers in a day of going back, uphill and then coming down in the same day. So I did Amarnath Yatra from the walking entire stretch in just 12 hours. So going,
oh,
doing puja and coming back.
in 12 hours.
Yeah, 32 kilometers. Out of that, 4 kilometer was the snow
Yeah.
trekking.
That proves that you are quite
Yeah,
fit.
I was lucky that I was with a set of fit people, so that motivated me to do that. I was the least fit person. I went with a bunch of army guys. And when you see the health similar age group, hats off.
Mm. Maybe this is because of your experience with NDA, because NDA gives you that mindset to take care of your health.
No, I think in 99% of the people in taking care of their health very well,
Mm.
which I know of. Whether most of the founders, most of the my batchmate people are thinking of health as one of the primary thing, and a lot of young guys
Okay.
also. So I believe this health is something which is one of the main thing. My hobby. Second hobby is how to create happiness for yourself, whatever you like to do it. So little bit of travel, little bit of eating out, little bit of watching movie or whatever gives you happiness. At different point of time, I may not watch movie for 2 months. I'm fine. Then every Friday also I'm watching one new movie. So I'm also very happy. So so those simple things which can give you happiness, then giving back to society, I'm trying to do with this particular thing, which I've always did it when I was even young. It doesn't matter what you're doing to do giving back to the society, and creating wealth for and leaving the legacy for something which you can remember for is kind of my hobby right now. If I am able to impact life of some few people, I should do that. And the impact with what I'm doing, trying to do directly, though I have already might have done impact, but this is what's currently my hobbies are, where I'm taking care of my health and spending time with the friends and family and relationships and investing time in them. And those are my hobbies. So if they like to go for a walk, then I'm fine with the walk. If they like to watch movie, then I like to watch movie because it's all about spending time with them.
Okay. Is it feels like nostalgia talking to someone from the place where once you belongs to? That we are
I
still
am already having a couple of friends with 35 plus year friendship. And it's always a lot of nostalgia. Thank you to WhatsApp and thank you to the lot of tools which are there. Then you are in touch with them. But I remember way back we used to write letters to each other once in a month or so, and we are writing all our whatever is there in our heart and exchange it. And just to give you one of my sisters, well, she was staying closer to our house, and then she became more closer, and she started tying Rakhi to me. She has written a handletter letter, which is basically telling what she was feeling from last 3 4 months, and I've not spoken with her for 3 4 months. So I think those are the smaller things which were very nostalgic, and we still have those ingrained in our mind and our heart. So if somebody writes a small line and send it to me, that will be really giving me a lot of nostalgic feeling. The food, the places. Again, I think it's all about with whom you are there in that place. If I go alone and be there, maybe I'll not have any nostalgic feeling.
Because I told you that this is my last year, so whatever you are saying now, I can feel it somehow because I know in few months I have to leave this place. So
IIT Bombay is,
pretty much, you know,
I think IIT Bombay is green enough, small or big enough, and I think the professors, the culture, the activities like your tech days or your Mood Indigo or your PAF or your sports activity. I think it's the right balance. We used to have it. And I'm sure that today is also the similar one, where all these activities are just bringing you to the next level. And no doubt that Jitendra kind of actor is coming from there.
not true. ठीक है, one last thing, Harish, I don't know what to say because you touch lot of angles today, from startup to life to campus life. Then again, talking about impact, social messaging, life goals. I think we somehow touched different angles. I wasn't planned for it. My intention to come here was just to talk about business, like startup and business. But this is a part of podcasting, or connecting with people who are much older than you. Not old, I won't say you are older because your thoughts are pretty fresh, but in terms of age, I'm saying it's. I'm grateful that
You
I
don't need to
connected
be
for this
political right. I am
podcast.
old, so I am old.
But you don't look. You don't look. Honestly, you don't look because I know people who are of 40, 50. You are far
Yeah, so
better.
what happened?
This,
Some genetics also plays a role. So the people who are on the leaner
hmm,
side, they look much younger. If the people who put on weight,
interesting.
let's say if I would have lost my hair, then I would be looking very
Uh,
young, elder. If
hmm,
I would have just put on a little bit of weight, then I would be looking. So it is all about, again, God's grace. Again, I'm saying the genes you get, it is not you decide it is coming.
hmm. But you look better than your profile picture on LinkedIn, like in person, like in video calls. I must say that you look much better than your picture, which is on your
Because I'm
LinkedIn.
just happy.
Like
I'm just happy. That's the
yeah, yeah.
reason. Otherwise, link picture, you're just getting some picture click and then upload it over there. Whatever you feel is best. I think that's my. I don't know which in LinkedIn I have it right now. I don't know. Let me check it. I don't know. I have not checked it from quite some time,
Okay.
but with LinkedIn I have it. So this is, I think, approximately which year? This was my niece's wedding picture. Yeah.
Oh,
So I was there. This is my niece's wedding picture only. Let me check.
don't tell me this is 10-year-old picture.
And this is approximately 6 or 7 years old picture.
Okay.
Approximately. I'm not very sure which one is this, but I think it's that one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Anish, one last thing. Anything for me? Anything? Because I'm also right now in a stage where I'm building my startup. It's just 3 months, and first 2 months were completely into ideation and finding team, like finding people for the team.
So couple of things
Right
helped
now.
me. Is one of the advisors who helped me a lot, and so I didn't commit a lot of mistakes and learned from them. So that is one thing which I suggest you to have advisors or mentors. Second, I found very good people who were tagged along with me in the vision, and some of them have continued, some of them left, but the contribution they did was, so the finding the good people is another very important thing. The people who can complement you, and also the people who believe in you. So every day I meet at 4 o'clock all the prospective partners or all the prospective people who want to do internship, or even some of the angel investors or advisors. And I give up what we are trying to do, what is our vision is. And if people are really feeling connected, then only they should come and work with us. Rather than you just joining another job. So that's the second thing which I can say is very, very important. Third is the cash flow. Learning the basics of the cash flow is the most important thing. Okay, what I have
Mm,
and how much I can spend.
yeah.
And as an entrepreneur, it's all about people. So if you are fortunate to get a good people, you would be successful. If you're not, again, you'll be less successful. So I was very fortunate that I got very sharp minds or very, very sincere people working for me right now also, and also worked in past. So it's just that when you're selecting people, be open about it. Not only the particular type of people would be the best for you, you will always have a surprises from the people who would have not thought it would be the different person in next 3 years or 2 years or 1 year.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very fortunate that I got a very decent team. I would say, I will not say best because then I myself not having any scope of improvement for them. And I always say, just
Mm,
become a 1% better person than what you were in last week, even not day, just a week on week. So if you do that, then
yeah.
you would be in a year's time at least 50% better than what you were. And if you do the maths, 1.01 power to the power 52, which is
Mm.
basically the compounding part, then you would be whatever 3x, 4x better than what you are in a year's time.
Thank you, Harish. I'm really grateful for this conversation, and also uh, for audience. I think you will get something. You have got something from this episode. Surely, the these type of conversation not and don't do often, because finding people who go such in such depth and talk about all the different tangents of life, but it's very fun and it's very uh, knowledge tagged to interact with you.
So as,
Thank you, Harish,
yeah, as the
again.
people get old, they want to talk more and more. You sit with any 60, 70 years old guy and he will be keep talking so many things if you ask the right question. So people love talking. So I'm
Okay.
also old, so that might be the reason I'm talking so many things.
But I think they deserve it because they have seen.
Yes, it's just
I think, but
your
they deserve it
experience will
because they have
yeah,
seen life in such.
yeah, I agree with you.